What is up, everyone? It is your boy Speedy, and today we're doing another episode of Guess the Rank. We're going to be looking at 3 of your games that you've recently submitted to the YouTube community tab. Thank you for your submissions. I appreciate it as always. If you don't know where to submit it, it's the YouTube community tab, right? It's over there. Just got to check it out. Comment down below if you guys have seen the YouTube community tab. I hope you have at this point. It's a really great place where I make posts asking you for Guess the Rank clips. Check it out. It's a really great place. I love the people that go there. Alright, now let's get into it. Also, I want to ask you guys a quick question. If you're interested in learning about the off lane, I recently just made a bristleback course on the gameleap website. And of course, there's also a ton of other content. I've recently also made an Immortal 2 treasure opening, so if you're interested in seeing me open up the Immortal Treasure 2, I also just posted that reaction to the website as well. And finally, the last thing that I want to mention is that you can sign up down below, and I made a couple mentality videos recently. So if you're a player who commonly tilts, you can't stay focused, you're struggling, well, what you want to do is sign up to the website because I just made a couple videos. One in particular is where I talk about how to learn and enjoy the process of losing, right? You need to learn how to accept losing. I go into depth about that. It's kind of like a motivational speech that will get you untilted. And yeah, go check it out. Click the link down below, sign up right away. And I hope to see you guys there. The first person we have is Latte. I'm actually not a fan of lattes. I think they're a ripoff, especially if you get them from Starbucks. Latte Seraphim. Don't know what that means, but let's get into it. We're going to be looking at your Sven gameplay in the safe lane. The only thing I would consider is investing into like mangoes and another branch instead of this gauntlet. Like the bracer and alls, I would have to go double check what Arteezy buys. I'm pretty sure he does not do this and he just rushes like treads so he can skill into a later Midas and such, but the bracer doesn't seem terrible on Sven. I personally just feel like I would rather take 2 points of my stun, have a mango, and be able to use that to secure creeps in the lane. Now here, what are you doing? You just give him a free creep like that? Why do you do that? So yeah, in these hard lanes like this when you're 1v2, you have 2 priorities. Pull creep aggro so you don't get auto-attacked, and then nuke the range creep. So we're going to see if he does it here. Alright. Right, okay. Well, Seraphim, if you want to win the laning stage, you have to actually contest the creeps. Like, it was funny, I recently was coaching one of my coaching students who is 2K MMR, and I'm like, alright, I need to show you what it's like to play at the top level in the lane. And so we 1v1'd in the laning stage in a side lane, and I just showed him that every single creep you have to contest at the highest level and hit it at basically the exact right time, right? Otherwise, you get dumpstered. And guys, you have to learn how to do that. That's the only thing you should care about, right? Like, that one was good. So, pog for that. Kind of weird that Pudge would lead with the hook. Personally, if I was playing this lane, I would try to... Dude, use your Quelling Blade. Personally, I would try to stun into the hook. Oh my god, you didn't stun or anything. Yeah, so it's very important that you work together with your Pudges to actually get kills. And now this is definitely too big of a chase. Okay, wow, there's a huge lack of synergy. The Pudge is just not waiting for the stun at all to hook there. He nearly threw it before the stun even came out. But hey, good synergy there nonetheless. Was it perfectly played? No. You're overcommitting to these kills a little bit too much. I'd rather see you prioritize denies and things like that a little bit more. You know, it is okay to throw out a stun and do both, right? You do want to do both, but just be careful, Seraphim. I think you're getting a little bit distracted. And when you do go for the kills, make sure you're thinking about what's optimal for your combo, like stunning into hook. Ooh, not good. Okay, no, it's not good. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time in lane here. So Pudge is coming back. Okay. You can't walk through the spells, right? If you're trying to win this lane, you gotta stay constantly, well, you really gotta learn to build creep aggro. So what you wanna do here is when these creeps meet up, you wanna walk to right here, you wanna right-click the Underlord and then pull the creep wave back to about here, right? You wanna pull the creep wave to here. So then if he tries to contest you, it's a little bit further back, closer to your Pudge. Now, you don't wanna walk next to him, right? This just doesn't make any sense. You give him 2 free auto attacks, which nearly kills you. All in all, gotta be very careful about your positioning, even the courier usage, and then buying this one right away is just terrible. There's a 0% chance Lich and Underlord cast 20 spells, maybe even in the entire laning stage. They might cast 20 in total, but then why do you need the wand? Just buy the stick, right? Just use the stick. The recipe doesn't give you anything, right? Just kind of combines your stats. So you can buy it for the convenience of combining the stats, but you don't need that in the laning stage, right? You don't need that. You don't have that many items, right? So it's just kind of a bad thing to do. Okay, good recognition here. Back to the creep wave, nice. And your last, it's, they're not great, but they're not terrible, is what I'll say. So I'm definitely thinking this is around a 1 to 2k MMR game, just based upon your lack of creep aggro. Your positioning has been pretty bad, to be honest, and also not a huge fan of the items as well. So I think you combine all these things together, and like even here, this is it's just weird execution, and you want to make sure you fix these problems. So let's take a look. You eat a tango, that's great, right away. Clap, you get a clap from me, but then you walk up here, you throw out your stun, and then you don't instant auto attack, right? You need to just like have force attack on. For me, it's space, but you just need to use that, or at least click on him, because you completely overextend, and I would imagine you die now. Yeah, you end up going down. So definitely bad positioning there. Also, you don't have to hit the enemy every time you stun. Oh, is that a support meepo? Woo, gotta love it. That's not the reason why you lose, but... Oh wait, do you lose? Actually, I don't know if you lose. I just said that's the reason why you lose. I'm assuming you lose. But okay, that's gonna be about the end of this clip. We'll go a little bit longer. We'll see if anything happens. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see when you go jungle, because things are starting to get a little bit tough. Good stun. Okay, good time to turn. Good recognition. The meepo coming into play here. Okay, not bad. Yeah, but the lane's definitely at the point where I don't want to really be in it anymore if I'm Sven. So if I'm you, I'm just gonna ulti. So here you should ulti. Okay. Going back to lane with 200 health is very, very questionable, right? You do pop a salve, but the thing is, like, okay, you know, this isn't terrible. It's not terrible. But once again, this is definitely a low MR game. If the Underlord sees you come back to lane, also, what are these items? It's not that bad, but I'm not a huge fan of buying Arcane and Soul Ring at the same time. That's just not good. It doesn't make any sense. You don't need that much mana. But if this Underlord is a higher MMR player, he'll actually contest you, right? He'll understand that taking that extra side camp is not as value as shutting down a Sven or canceling your salve or something of the sort. So I'm going to take a guess at the rank. I'm going to say that this is Guardian 5. I'm going to say it's Guardian 5. And you are Seraphim. Where you at, brother? Oh, wait, I can just see it right here. You are Crusader 4. Okay. Yeah, so, oh, you actually end up winning this game. Interesting. If you knock out your laning stage, like you fix your lack of creep aggro and bad positioning and bad last hitting, you're actually going to go, I think you'll do much better, because I like the build. I mean, not a huge fan of, it's okay, but yeah, I definitely work on your positioning, definitely, and your creep aggro, and you'll do much better. Alright, so next up we'll be looking at Zeal on the Treant. We got an Orb of Venom. I think you're position 4, actually we'll check, I don't really know. Is the Shaker? You know, I don't know. This is probably a 3 Shaker, let's assume. So first things first, already an issue. You're looking at this bounty rune, and I swear everyone does this, but they look at this bounty rune as like the thing they have to protect. It's like the I don't know, like, what is something people protect? Presidents? It's like the president. And then he just yeets it on. No. You need to use this spell when you're actually following up something, or like in melee range, because you want to hit people, right? That's the value of the slow early on. You want to be able to hit them extra. So just the fact that you blind walk up to this PA instead of hitting the Sand King is terrible trading. That's extremely inefficient. And then this Q is completely wasted because of the whole, like, I need to use it on the banner and thing. And yeah, if you're hitting the Sand King the entire time, there's a chance you actually kill him here, which I think you might anyway. But yeah, think about it, guys, right? Really do think about what I was saying, how it was inefficient trading to start. They would have gotten first blood. Now they don't, yeah. Oh, they actually get PA, which works out. I'm glad you auto-attacked, but that was like a 5 out of 10, right? It's much better than the typical, like, Herald trading that I see, or Guardian, which is like, walk up, do nothing, and just spam click the bounty. But it wasn't like as good as, oh, I'm hitting the first person I see, I'm optimizing my trade, right? It wasn't that, but not bad, right? Not bad, not great. All right, getting into the lane, you do have a Shaker, so it's important that you guys synergize your spells a little bit, right? If you can get a Nature's Grasp and a Fissure together, you'll do quite a bit of damage. So here, I see that you're buying items. The only thing I'd be careful about is just not doing anything, right? So here, this is once again tunnel visioning. I know this guy's low, but personally, I'm more concerned about George Ruby. Not only is he the carry, he's just the one you want to zone, because he's the one actually going for the creeps. So this Q is just not, oof. Zeal, come on. It's the same thing with the bounty. Predict where they're going to go, right? Don't just assume they're going to stand still, which is kind of what the bounty rune fight was too, with the grasp. You have to use it behind them and then hit the PA. What these players don't understand, and guys, it's like one of the biggest issues I see in laning stage in general in Dota. Just hit the easier to hit target. You don't need to go for the hard to get kill. Going for the hard kills, like on a Sand King who likely has stun, right, and has boots, is not a good idea. Just hit this PA who doesn't have blur, and you're chilling, right? Cast the grasp in front of her, block her off like a Fissure, and then start punching her. Just it's too much, right? he's trying to do too much. Too much. Okay, continuing on. I'd prefer if you just stayed in the trees. I don't think there's any... I think you're trying to do too much. Like, I don't really know what you're trying to do. And this is like something I get confused about because there's no way they actually kill the tree in, right? All he has to do is look to poke the PA. So what I would do is I'd stand right here. I would say ooga booga. And then I would occasionally hit the PA if she walks up for a creep. And then I would deny creeps when they can be denied. That's it. That's it. What is the purpose of doing what he's doing? I don't know. He's getting his Bassy? I mean, I guess that's okay. Right? It's okay. But like earlier on too, it just felt like he was standing around. He just stands around like, I mean, this is okay, but you just need to zone him out. You don't need to catch him with the spells every single time. Like, for me, it feels like Zeal feels like he can only trade when he casts a spell. You do 94 damage, right? That's what it looks to me. You're never really just purely auto-attacking him, which you could. Especially considering he was alone for a while. Okay, get down some wards. Little D ward, nice. Get the XP. Not a huge fan of that grasp. It's okay. Pop the clarity. I definitely would buy a stick in this lane, just because PA casts a lot of spells and Sand King stunts pretty frequently. PA is definitely one of those heroes you want to buy a stick against. Okay. I mean, that Q is better. What you should be doing here, though, so this is kind of just a bad understanding of when you want to trade. So here, what the optimal play is to tell your Shaker, hey man, lane's up, we need to get it back. So what do? Well, you side pull, right? That's how you win lanes. So Treant in a lane like this, where it's PA Sand King, not that threatening to you, right? It's going to be pretty easy for you to trade. You want to keep the lane back as much as possible because that's going to give you the opportunity to go in and go in and go in. So you need to side pull here, right? You have to. Instead, you kind of go when she's under the tower, therefore she can disengage, she has extra armor, extra HP regen. And so yeah, it's just really not the best of trade. You could have gotten the lane potentially back to your tower instead. Like here, just deny the creep, bro. Ugh. To be fair, that was much better though. I'm glad that you just hit someone for once. Like, see how beneficial that was? If you did that the whole lane, you would stomp, right? Okay. Yeah, you need to side pull though. The PA is getting way too much because you're not side pulling, and then this is just not the time to go. It's not the time to go. Just wait. The lane's pushing under your tower for once. Wait. She'll get nothing. You have two jobs here. Make sure Sand King isn't pulling. Zone her when the lane gets back. That's it. It's just, guys, you have to stop diving and like doing these dumb plays. Now you aggro the range creep, you tank the tower. Now the lane isn't going to push back, right? Because this range creep, which is the highest damage creep, is hitting you instead of the lane. Ugh. Alright, I'm ready to guess the rank. Because like, what I will say is that Zeal's understanding of like the fact that he has to put pressure is there. It's just the execution is off. Right, so the understanding, the concept's there, which makes me feel like this is like Archon, High Archon, Low Legend type of thing. Right, because the concepts are there. The build is solid. I like the skill build too, but the execution and the gameplay is just not what it could be, right? He could dominate the lane 10 times harder if he just watched some position 4 replays and did what I said. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's Archon 5. I think this is Archon 5. Because you also should have like significantly more denies too. Like if I'm gonna play in a game and I can tell that this is not Divine or Immortal. But if I'm gonna play in a game that's a bit lower, what I would want to focus on, let's say like I'm smurfing, or not that I do. Don't kill me. But I would focus on denies a lot. Alright, Archon 5, here we go. You are, where are you? Oh, Legend 3, okay. Oh my god, I mean, your score in this game, Game Leap Classic, baby. Let's go, 5-1 and 21, of course, pop-off match. But yeah, if you work on your lane, man, and apparently you have a good mid game, right? Or maybe your lane's just stomped, I don't know, your TB seemingly just popped off too. Somehow beat a Timbersaw lane, you know? The classic winning matchup, Timbersaw TB. To be fair, he does have a Lich, which makes it 10 times better, and the Timber had a Pudge, which is... Alright, let's get into the third game. Alright, and last but not least, we have Seb on the Faceless Void. We got the Battle Fury Axe Daedalus build. Very exciting stuff. I mean, this build did get buffed recently. If I'm not mistaken, the Axe was buffed, just the overall radius of it, and just made it better. The only thing I'll say is this is very greedy. Very, very greedy. Personally, if I was going to go this build, I would likely build like the mini crit and then BKB. I don't think I would full commit to the Daedalus. You know, as is, the problem with this build is you have no defensive capabilities whatsoever, and it doesn't make you that tanky, right? So it's like an all-in DPS build, and therefore the enemy team has stuns, which they do. A lot of them. Thankfully, they're not like necessarily instant stuns, but stuns nonetheless. I would be afraid about going this build. I feel like unless my enemy team is kind of trash or I'm like giga far ahead, I'm gonna have a hard time. However, as you can see, When you hit this negative or minus 1.75 time walk talent plus 275 time walk cast range, you actually do an insane amount of damage. Like, it's ridiculous. You can just time walk to one-shot camps. In fact, I almost wish that Sab would do this here. I don't fully get why your team would siege this tower. Oh, that's so much damage. You're not even, I mean, you're farming well, which is good, but it's not unrealistic to get to this timing. It's just, my question is always, can you use it? Oh, you also have Magnus, which makes this even better. The Magnus really seals the deal. That time walk forward is so risky. Dude, what if Mars is on the high ground? If this guy has a brain, don't you just insta-die? Well, I guess they could hex him, but oh, that is so risky, man. You could just get blink stunned on by the... I didn't like that at all. Even though you have the cooldown, if this is like immortal, which I know it's probably not, I would imagine, just based on this build, I don't think you can get away with this in immortal, to be honest. It takes way too long to come online. But that blink up can be the death of you. But okay, your team gets speared up here. Let's see what you do. I'm going to imagine you go on the back lane here. This looks like a good bash. It's so much damage, but the problem is this, right? This is the problem with this build. You blink in, and if the enemy team has the ability to lock you down, you die. Now, we'll see if that happens here. Looks like it does not right away, at least. The cooldown talent is so strong. I mean, it's ridiculous. Good kiting, though. Good kiting. Like, this is definitely a very strong understanding of your strengths, right? You definitely understand, you know, gaps. You see the gaps as well. You see when people clump up. And really, that awareness that I'm seeing from Seb is pretty good, right? And you go the BKB next. So you do understand that, hey, I do need this BKB, which I think is good. The only thing is, it's greedy. It's greedy. This is a bit greedy for sure. Even here, I feel like you do enough damage. I would probably go like Scotty or Satanic instead of this MKB. I feel like you do plenty of damage already, but I'd rather just stay alive. Okay. Nearly one-shot the enemy team. Why are you not popping BKB? It's so risky. Like, this whole engagement is just so low skill. I'm being honest, guys. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What does your team need to do right now? Guys, what is the best way for his team to fight? Well, the answer is push in bottom or push in a side lane, come up to a high ground after pushing it in, or back up and smoke, get up a ward on a high ground like this. Maybe you could go through these trees, place a ward mid, or wrap into here, place a ward on the high ground, and then look for a pickoff. Why would you start a fight like this? You have no vision, right? You have no vision, your team's not in position either. It's just a really bad place to start, and you're starting it on the worst hero from the enemy team, right? It's like the worst hero to go on, and you're just going on him. You do get his BKB off. Personally here, I would go on the Lina. I mean, going on this guy is alright, I guess, but I personally think I would have just killed off both of the supports insta. Okay, time walking away. I feel like you could have gone back in there. Weren't they low? Shouldn't you go on this guy? Yeah. Alright, that was bad. Like, that. I'm sorry. I'm like really trying to because this build is just so weird, you know what I mean? This build is so weird because you're just so squishy compared to like your typical Void. It was like a Manta and a stat item. But like right here, yeah, this just seems like a free gap to like insta-kill these two heroes. Like, this is just an insta-kill. I know you're getting linked and all, so it's a bit dangerous, but that's why this all starts from the positioning of the fight. If you don't have to pop your BKB early, and you don't have to get off some trash chrono because of your bad fight selection, which is very, like, it is the biggest deal in Dota. Dude, people are so bad at picking the right fights. I'm just saying, please guys, get on vision, get the jump, and you're gonna get better fights. Like, a proper jump onto someone who's not paying attention. Yeah, that seems like it's gonna be about all. Seems like it's gonna be about all. That crit. What do you say? Next video you will see. I will next video. I teach these things to him? What? I don't know what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna guess the rank. I think this has got to be like divine. I think this is divine. It's like, yeah, I think it's divine because, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Look, you see these Magnus items? Mwah! CS, but items, very cool. I love this build so much. To be fair, his team kind of needs him to get a blink this game. I like, personally, if I was him, I'd definitely pick up a blink. Your team just lacks initiation, so I would buy a blink this game, but you know, you could go Greaves, Blink, then Vlad's, and I think this build would be optimal. Okay, I'm gonna guess the rank. I think this is Divine 3, and where's the Faceless Void? Sab? Ancient 3, oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of good things going there, but you gotta work on your fight selection. It's gonna hold you back. If you can't fix that, I don't think you'll ever get to Immortal, which I'm assuming is your goal, likely. Usually that's the goal of Ancients, that Divine or Immortal. But yeah, gotta work on the fight selection. I think that build is quite greedy, and your target selection as well in the fights was very lackluster. But okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. That's always the goal of the Guest Ranks. I had a good time. I hope you did too. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Before you leave, just want to say a quick message. If you're trying to get better at Dota or you just enjoyed that video, I know this is pretty general, and you're gonna hear this quite a bit from me, but I recommend you sign up to gameleap.com. Why? Because I put a lot of effort into the content over there, and generally the effort I do there is different from the content you're gonna see here on YouTube. It is different. In fact, I usually go a lot more in depth on topics or into niche topics that help you get to the next level even faster. Because on YouTube, I often have to keep it more mainstream, and that's even why I'm putting it at the end of this YouTube video. That's why this is at the end, because a lot of people just watch 5 minutes, they skip through just for like the dopamine spike. But if you are interested in actually getting better at Dota, I recommend you go to the description down below, get your discount right now by clicking the link, sign up, use the discount code that you're gonna see there, and I hope to see you there right now. So click it, and yeah, thanks for watching.